everybody, welcome back to the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel, and we're going to talk about eBay returns. You guys see it, the dreaded eBay returns. It could also go towards Amazon, but mainly just eBay we're going to discuss right now. And with fourth quarter coming up, we're going to talk about how to minimize those returns to keep them as low as possible, during normal selling schedules, not to mention with the increased flow and quantity and volume that's going to be happening this month, November and December, all the way through fourth quarter, and even into January when you will see those returns and people using gift cards. So my percentage, which I'll put right up here in the corner for you guys, you can see 1.9% on 1,370 transactions or so is really good. 13 or 14 items out of that many transactions is very, very indicative of our business model and how we hardly get any returns. And I can tell you out of those 14, there's been at least 5, if not closer to 10 of them. I'd have to go back and look at the reasons that were, they changed their mind, they bought the wrong size. It wasn't our fault. I would say I'm probably closer to 0.5% to 1% that it was my fault. I hardly ever get an item not as described, a wrong item or something along those lines. Just a few times it happens in, every couple of months. So we really have a low return rate, and I feel like I've got a good grasp on how to keep it low, and that way I can help you guys out. So I've come up with 8 of the things that we do that help us maintain that 1.9%, and hopefully this will help you. And the more you do this and actually implement this through fourth quarter, the better you'll have of, the better chance you'll have of lowering that rate, even through the increased volume of the holiday season. So I've got them here on my phone. I drew them all up for you guys, and I went through everything that we do on them. So I want to share them with you, and then there's just going to be pop-ups that come on the screen. You'll hear me talking, and then you'll just see the pop-ups come up so you guys get kind of a visual graphic of each item that I'm talking about. So let's jump into it. Number 1, and it's the most obvious, it's got to be having correct titles. It's got to be titling your items 100% and making sure that you put the right size in the title, put the right color, put the right description, the right brand. You don't know how many times it's happened to me, and that I see it happen to other sellers, especially in my Facebook group, where they accidentally put the word small in the title and it's actually a large, and the person buys it just based off the title. Remember, a lot of eBay buyers don't bother to even read our descriptions. It's sad, but it's true. So your title is the number 1 thing that people are going to see when they come to your item, the number 1 thing that makes them come to your item to begin with. And so if your title's wrong, there's a really good chance that you're gonna end up with a return or a canceled order or something along that line. So number 1, title. Number 2 is going to be the photos, and that means taking really good, clean, clear photos with good lighting at good angles. It means you've gotta, you can't have a dark corner where no one can see the shirt, no one can see the right color, or have an idea of, the stripes that are on it, or the little minute nicks that are on the cell phone you're selling, or the scratches on the video game disc that, even though it works, it still has scratches. There's some people that, are collectors, and condition means everything. So make sure that number 2 is that you have very good lighting and multiple angles for all of your photos. Make your photos the very best that you can make them. So number 3 is to select the correct condition note. That means new, used, refurbished, remanufactured, broken, damaged, whatever that is. I have seen people sell things as a used item, and they accidentally select new with tags or new without tags. It shows up and the customer's furious, and they immediately ship it back. So that's number 3. It's pretty easy, selecting the correct condition for your item. Number 4 is writing the description down the body. It's the same as the title. You gotta have all the correct information, the right color, the right size, the right gender, the right make, the right model, the right cellular device network that you're selling a phone for, the right gigabytes for an iPod, the right video game system, whatever it is that needs to be correct in the description box. Otherwise, you're gonna be in big, big trouble. So number 5 is going to be to ship on time and to the correct address. I've had people that have shipped an item late, and then the customer cancels the order and it's already on the way, and once they get it, they just refuse it and send it back. So not shipping on time or shipping in the promised time will almost always result in a return, or at least a canceled order. Number 6 we're gonna jump into is logging your serial numbers and your important information, especially if you're selling a high dollar item. And that means making sure you have all the evidence of what you actually ship to the customer. That when they receive it, they can't try to come up with a reason to return it, or that you sent them the wrong item, etc., etc. It's just a way of covering your butt. Good photos, again, help with that. Videoing yourself packing it photography of you putting it in the box, the tracking, all that good stuff will help protect you. Number 7 is communicating with the buyer. If the buyer asks questions, or the buyer has concerns, or the buyer wants to know things or updates, or maybe the buyer gets something and doesn't know how to use it properly, and a quick answer to their question can teach them how to turn it on, or how to try it on, or how to fit it, or whatever that might be. Communicating with the buyer is huge. I don't answer a ton of questions, but when they do come across, I always take time to answer those questions for the buyers, because once they've bought from me and they've spent money, they're a customer. So make sure you treat those customers right and help them with a little bit of after customer service. A few minutes of your time can save you dozens and dozens of returns and hours of headaches and having to refund and resell and relist and all those things that we all hate. So that is number 7, is communicating with the buyer. And number 8, which is my kind of wrap up note here, is to make sure you just double check everything. When you're drawing up those drafts and you're writing in your descriptions and your titles and your photos and your prices and your lighting and all those things that we just talked about, make sure that you go back and just take a minute to look over everything. Even if you just bulk post like 10 or 15 or 20 listings, go back through your active listings and just take a quick look at the titles and maybe open them up. Don't spend a bunch of time, but just a quick run through and a review can definitely help save you some mistakes. I have always caught titles and mistakes when I go back through my listings, either right before we hit that complete listing button or right after posting it, and I go back through all of the actives. Okay, so there is 8 tips for you guys on reviewing your listings, your drafts, and preventing as many returns as possible on eBay. Hopefully you will take notes on them. You'll replay this video, save it to your computer, to your phone, or take a notepad and write down the list of 1 through 8 and start implementing these right away. I know most of you do most of this, but there just may be that 1 or 2 things that you're not doing that could save you a few extra returns. And I'd be interested to know, put it down in the comment section below, what is your current return rate on eBay or Amazon or both or whatever you want to put down? What kind of return rate do you guys get versus what kind of transactions do you do? You can just give me like a 30-day or an average, or you can just go to your eBay feedback, click the feedback number, go to the right and click your dashboard, and then scroll down and it will show you your eBay feedback percentage, which is where I screenshotted that 1.9% that you guys saw right there. You can find that number, and I'd be interested in what you guys have. So make sure you check that out, put it down in the comment section below, and I will read them and respond to as many as possible. Thanks as always for watching the video. Really appreciate it. Good luck in 4th quarter, good luck selling, and good luck on reducing those returns. Make sure you check out the description box down below. All my links, all my Amazon links, my eBay store, everything you need down there. If you're gonna shop on eBay or Amazon, please use those links first, as they will help me out no matter who you buy from, whether it's me or someone else. And until next time, y'all, I'll see you then.